Yes.
Morning.
Good morning, guys. We hope you're doing good. We hope you're having a very lovely morning. We're about to start off a very beautiful week as well. So,
Yes, it's a pleasure to start another week with you guys. We hope you had a good weekend. Last weekend, this one we are past, we are from, and we also had a good weekend. How was your weekend, girl?
my weekend was amazing. Had a lot of new experiences and did a lot of.
Would you love to?
I
saw it
am
on your
not
Instagram.
gonna share, but
I saw
yeah,
it.
I got to really experience very
Yes.
beautiful things. Anyway, let's go to the headlines because we're about to tell you something good about the news.
Rwanda mulls VAT levy on Netflix, other digital firms. Rwanda is considering collecting value-added tax on online services consumed within the country, the New Times has learned. PSF targets a more inclusive leadership in current elections. The private sector federation nationwide elections are set to be concluded this week on Wednesday by the election of chair and also vice chairpersons at a national level. Female representation in music matters, local artists. The music industry is like a beacon of hope to women worldwide.
So starting off with the first story here back at home, Rwanda mulls a VAT levy on Netflix, other digital platforms. Rwanda is considering collecting value-added tax on online services consumed within the country, different news outlines learned. According to the information from the Rwanda Revenue Authority, the proposal is currently in the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning, where it will undergo several procedures before it can start to be implemented. So the concept of applying VAT on these services is one that is rapidly being adopted around the world, with many countries in the West already doing it, while African countries are lately making efforts to jump onto the bandwagon. Speaking to the newspaper, Jean-Louis, the Deputy Commissioner General of Rwanda Revenue Authority, told us why the move is a necessary one. When we pay for services such as Netflix, we are using money that you have generated in Rwanda. So we are asking, why don't we collect the VAT? You use these services, yet they are being paid for by our citizens. If you pay $12 on a month for Netflix, why don't you keep some of that amount at the source here, he said. He noted that one of the big principles about VAT is that it is paid to the country where the services is being consumed. If you go to Western countries, for example, France, you find that Amazon pays VAT, yet it is not a French company. European countries are collecting VAT on services provided by foreign platforms. Why don't we find it normal that when such services come to African countries, we do not collect the VAT on them, he added. Some African countries have laid out plans of levying the VAT on foreign digital platforms, including the South Africa, Kenya, and Nigeria, amongst others. He also said that before Rwanda implements this move in taxation system, one of the procedures that must be undertaken is an impact that is an assessment to know what would be its effect. I think this is clearly explained, and if something is explained as clear as this, I think it means it's on a good platform, and I think that's amazing.
It's so amazing, and I love the fact that she said we put a value-added tax to other things that we consume. How about we add it to our very own things, which is actually going to be beneficial to both the ones who are consuming it, but also the ones who are the owners of the things that we are consuming. So this is going to be boosting up everybody's side, and I hope we can learn, because it's just it's a process. We have to learn and catch up to more things that Western countries and European countries have already beat us to, but then we have to also learn and also, give people what they deserve.
Definitely. Yes, so please let us know of the second story.
Yeah, so of the second story, PSF, which is the Private Sector Federation, targets a more inclusive leadership in current elections. So the Private Sector Federation, which is in short a PSF, nationwide elections are set to be concluded next week on Wednesday by the elections of chair and also vice chairpersons at national level, which is actually going to be concluded this week that we have just started. So elections at cell, sector, district, province, and Kigali city levels, as well as representatives of 5 clusters, formerly known as chambers, have been also concluded. So the 5 clusters include agriculture cluster, industry cluster, trade cluster, services cluster, and the special cluster, which includes women, young entrepreneurs, and people with disabilities previously underrepresented. So the restructuring of clusters, according to the spokesperson of PSF, Theoneste Ntagengerwa, is meant to make the federation more inclusive, and categories will have representatives from the cell level to the national level, unlike before where members were represented only at the national level. So those elected will replace the outgoing leadership, which was headed by Robert Bafakurera as the chairperson of PSF, who assumed office back in 2018. So Felix Mutagoma, the in charge of elections at PSF, told the New Times that the elections were supposed to be held last year but were postponed due to COVID-19 pandemic. So all traders with registered businesses who have at least 5-year experience doing business were allowed to be elected. Were allowed to elect or be elected, and the executive committee elected at the cell level comprises the chairperson, the first vice chairperson, and also the second vice chairperson. So Mutagoma said that contrary to previous elections, the current special cluster has considered the inclusion of people with disabilities, and also in addition to women and also young entrepreneurs. He says, I quote, the special cluster now has 3 representatives who include the representative for women, 1 for youth, and also 1 for the people with disabilities, he said. So a councillor representing each village was elected in every cell across the country, and the PSF executive committee at the cell level also elected an experienced business person at the cell level. So at the sectors level, the elected committee also comprises chairperson, the first chairperson, and also the second vice chairperson as well. So these elections are going to be ongoing until Wednesday. That is when we are going to be hearing what came out of the elections, and hopefully we are going to be served right. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. So heading on to the last story, it's about female representation in music matters, local artists. I think this is a very beautiful thing. We got to witness a lot of beautiful women back then that made music come to life.
Miss Chanel,
Miss Jojo, what's her name? Sine. Is it Sine? Sine.
The rapper.
Yeah, the rapper. So the music industry is like a beacon of hope to women worldwide. And in Rwanda, females have contributed a lot in the growth of local music industry. From the icon pieces of, just like we said, Miss Jojo to Kabyine and Beretirida, to the recent takeover of young female artists as Ariel Ways, Rita Ange Kagaju, Aline Sano, and amongst others. However, women participation in Rwanda's music is still low, according to the number of female players in the industry. It is possible to achieve gender diversity and also equality in music, said Nikita Heaven, an upcoming Rwandan female artist. However, Nikita also indicates that in the last few years, the industry has seen many females merging, something she believes if it continues, it can make a big impact to empowering women to take Rwandan music to another level. She says music can deliver 1,000 messages to millions of people in a short period of time. Let's try to empower fellow women through our art, she said. So for our very own DJ Sonia, she also had something to say about this. She was like, one of the few female DJ jockeys in the country, it is right time to take part of this industry due to the way it provides a safe platform for women to move forward. She also advises young females who want to join and pursue their career to music not hesitate, promising that it will definitely pay off. Sonia was in DRC Congo last weekend to headline a show. There's nothing men can do that women cannot do. I assure you all ladies that are out there, there is the right time for you to be in music, the young female DJ adds. Different other people had something to say about this, and I believe that if we definitely do as Nikita said, following your dream and doing whatever you can to reach other women, because music can reach thousands of people within a short while. Exactly. It can empower women. Yeah, it's also
the worldwide language.
Exactly. So let's get more candidates coming into the music industry.
I mean, you know, we have to be grateful that the process has actually started already, because we grew up to Miss Jojo, Miss Chanel's, what is the girl that we said? Her name is the rapper Sini, and also this girl, her name, she's called Pasi, if I'm not mistaken. So very many, so we grew up to that kind of, you know, music only from the 4 female artists, but then from then, emerged great singers. We have Ariel Ways, we have Aline Sano, we have Charlie and Nina. We have so very many people that are coming in, Angelita Kagaju. So the process has, you know, started, but we keep it going, and we are grateful for, you know, how far we have come, but also encouraging women, because we have seen that women can do it. So please, come out of your comfort zone or from your fears, and please give that nice, you know, music, nice voice to the people who are ready to hear it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was it that we had for you on the Morning Call. Please stay with us as we go on with the show.